Good evening, this is Weekend Primetime News and I'm Sandro Ferdinando and here are your headlines for tonight.
President decides to declare National Tawhid Jamaat and Jamaat-e-Millatu Ibrahim as banned organizations in the country. Search operations conducted inside the Marutu village. 16 killed in the explosions and the shootout last night. Driver of the chief suspect of the Easter terror attacks arrested. A suspect arrested from Dummala Surya for maintaining links with the terror group responsible for Sunday's attacks. Suspicious parcels with no explosives detonated in Kandana and Hinguragoda. Security forces request not to tamper with the national security and spread false information.
Welcome to the newsroom and on to our special report on the prevailing condition in the country. President Maithripala Sirisena has decided to take steps to ban National Tawhid Jamaat, the NTJ, and the Jamaat-e-Millatu Ibrahim organizations. Now issuing a press release, the President's Media Division said that the movable and the immovable assets and the properties of these organizations will be confiscated. It was also noted that activities of other extremist groups will also be banned. Now, the Tri-Forces, together with the police and the Special Task Force, have launched broad investigations into the terror attacks on the Easter Sunday. Now, special attention was focused on Saindamarudu village in the Ampara district, especially after the shootout and the explosions that were reported from the area last evening. Now, a joint operation by the police, Special Task Force and the Sri Lanka Army was carried out throughout the day in the area, especially in the Bolivarian Tsunami village in Saindamarudu. Now, the search operation was conducted after the residents were asked to gather and assemble at the M.M. Karyapar College grounds in the area so that the security personnel and the security forces conducting these search operations can engage in their activities without any hindrance.
A group of army officers arrived in the area for a special operation at around 6 in the evening yesterday upon the instructions of Major General of the Security Forces in the East, Aruna Jayasekara. The security forces seized a van abandoned by its owner and a stock of suspicious items. Subsequently, the group with immediate effect reached the Voivodian village in Saindamarudu, Kalamune as a part of its planned operation. When we were pursuing them, the suspects entered into these houses behind us and opened fire at us. Using the explosives in their possession, they killed themselves. As a result, those residing in that house, they may have been civilians or those involved in the incident, were also killed. We are conducting further investigations in this regard. One suspect was shot by us and another two exploded themselves outside. During the subsequent investigations conducted inside the respective house this morning, 3 male bodies, 3 female bodies and 6 bodies of children were found. Accordingly, a total of 15 individuals were killed in the explosions and shootouts that took place yesterday. This incident shows that the low mentality of these terrorists. They exploded themselves along with children. The explosion that took place in the house in Demagoda also killed 2 children. When they act in such a manner, it is clear that they possess such a low and corrupt mentality. Army officers found an injured woman and a child inside the house and admitted them to the hospital immediately. The security forces had opened fire at a three-wheeler that drove off, disregarding security orders, resulting in the death of a female passenger. The deceased woman's husband had sustained injuries. Everyone went to their houses. We did not have any other place to go. We were afraid and decided to go to the main road. That's when they opened fire. My wife was shot on her neck. I was shot on my leg. There was no power at that time. The place where the shootout took place was subject to a magistrate inquiry this morning, and officers of the Government Analyst Department were also present. 6 of the 15 killed in yesterday's blasts and shootouts are believed to have connections with the terror group responsible for the Easter Sunday serial bombings. It must be noted that information regarding the suspects were provided to the security forces by the villagers. We suspected that suspicious individuals were residing in our village. We informed the mosque. When we went there and looked into this matter, our suspicion was confirmed. They said they will shoot at us and asked us to leave. We informed the police. When the security forces arrived, there was a shootout. Our villagers supported the security forces to catch the perpetrators. At around 6:15, a bomb went off. Then another bomb went off, and then another. We asked our children to hide under the bed. Locals supported us and provided us with information. If information was not provided, there could have been a major disaster. For now, the situation has normalized in the area. We will continue to obtain intelligence in this regard. I have much respect for the civilians of this area. The information they provided us was very valuable. I hope this will convey a message to everyone. We want everyone's support to tackle this situation. Information provided by civilians is very important. If civilians from other areas also provide us with information, it will be very useful to us.
අපිට ඊටාම වැදගත් මේ වගේම අනිත් පළාත්වලත් මේ විදිහේ දෙයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්න තියෙනවා නම් ඒ තොරතුරු අපිට වටිනවා.
Now, Newsfirst is, of course, in possession of more footage related to this incident, but due to its sensitive nature, we decided to refrain from broadcasting those visuals. Now, the police curfew will be in effect once again today from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. tomorrow. But the police curfew, which was imposed for the Kalmune, Samanture, Chavakalade areas, are still in effect and will continue until further notice. Now, another search operation was carried out in Nindavur, Ampara today.
Sri Lanka police, together with the special task force, raided a house in Ninthavu, Rampara, following a tip claiming suicide bombers were seen in the area. A steel plate used to place metal balls inside a suicide vest, switches, an unregistered van, a knife and a number of weapons were recovered from the house. Meanwhile, 8 people were arrested last night following a search in Samanture, where a series of explosive materials were discovered. Among the items are a drone camera, a curtain believed to be resembling the IS emblem, a kit similar to what is seen in the IS video on the Sunday's suicide bombings, more than 150 gelignite sticks, and more than 100,000 small metal balls.
The island-wide search operations and the investigations carried out have revealed information. Now, the police media spokesperson's office said that nearly 106 individuals suspected to be involved in the Easter Sunday attacks have been arrested so far. Among those apprehended, 20 individuals was taken into custody during the 24-hour window, which started at 6:30 a.m. now this morning. Now, notable suspects among the arrested group is the driver of Zaharan Hashmi, who is the chief suspect behind the Easter Sunday bombings. Now, the investigations also revealed that the group arrested were involved in many suspected activities. You may remember how 2 police officers in Vaunati were killed while they were on duty. Now, among these arrested suspects are the 3 suspects and the 2 guns that were missing during these incidents were also seized today.
An individual suspected to have connections with the terrorist group responsible for the Easter Sunday bombings has been arrested in Athulgaha Kotuwa, Dumbala, Surya. The suspect has been identified as 38-year-old Mohammed Sanasteen. Police stated that the suspect was arrested this evening based on a tip-off received. Police added that the suspect is currently being interrogated. The police searched a mosque in Muskelia, Hatton this morning based on a tip-off received. 52 blade weapons, including 4 knives and 3 axes, were taken into police custody. An imam attached to the mosque has been arrested in connection with the incident. Meanwhile, UNP Councillor of the Colombo Municipal Council, Noordin Mohammed Tajdeen, and another individual has been arrested in connection with ongoing investigations of the 46 swords and weapons that were seized inside the mosque in Slave Island yesterday. The arrest took place based on information revealed while interrogating the imam who was arrested yesterday. Accordingly, 3 suspects in connection to the incident has been arrested thus far. 2 members of the National Tawheed Jamaat organization suspected to be involved in the Easter Sunday serial bombings and a Bangladesh national without a valid visa was arrested by the Polonnaruwa police last evening. The 2 Sri Lankans has been identified as Abdul Ahmad Azwar, a resident of Gallal, Polonnaruwa, and Mohideen Raifan, also known as Jalil Mohammed Rimsan, a resident of the Kandurwela Muslim colony. The Bangladesh national has been identified as Mohammed Saibul Islam and has been living in Sri Lanka without a valid visa since 2017.
Now, island-wide search operations were conducted today as well. Let's now take a look at some of those search operations in detail.
The Ambalangoda and Ahungalla police, together with the tri-forces, conducted special search operations in the Balapitiya area during the past 48 hours. During the search operations, the police seized 15 T-56 live ammunition bullets near the Beruthudwa bridge in Balapitiya. Police said among the live ammunition were 5 bullets used to target bulletproof vehicles. The bomb disposal unit of the Sri Lanka Navy conducted a controlled explosion of a suspicious package this morning opposite the Kandana police station. Navy spokesperson Lieutenant Commander Isra Surya Bandara stated that the suspicious package did not include any explosive devices. The bomb disposal unit conducted a controlled explosion of a suspicious package this morning inside a shop in the Hinguraggala village in Hinguraggoda. Navy officers arrived at the location this morning upon information received by locals. Our correspondent stated that the suspicious package included several pieces of wires and iron scrapped from a garage and did not include any explosive device.
We kindly ask the general public not to act in a manner that would mislead the operations carried out by the police and the tri-forces during these troubled times. Such activities are punishable by the law. The duty of the general public during these times is to avoid acting in this manner and cooperate with the forces.
Several police divisions and the Sri Lanka Army conducted special search operations in Maravilla, Maningala and Dunkannawa this morning. A suspect with a stock of explosives in his possession was arrested by the Sri Lanka Navy in Irakkandi, Trincomalee today. Navy media spokesperson Lieutenant Commander Isra Surya Bandara said that the suspect was arrested based on a tip-off received by the Navy this morning. During the search operation, a motorcycle, 215 detonators and 51 sticks of gelignite were found. The Navy spokesperson added that the apprehended individual has been handed over to the Kuchaveli police for further investigation. The Puttagama police seized posters, books and leaflets written in Arabic while searching a house in Siladia, Puttalam. The search operation was conducted based on information revealed by the house owner's son following his arrest in Varkapula last evening. The apprehended individual was taken into custody based on a tip-off received by another suspect currently in police custody.
A few days ago, police issued a list of suspected vehicles they were on the lookout for, and today police was able to locate 4 of those vehicles.
Police seized a suspicious scooty from a house in Sanankara Road in Dehiwala, and it bears the number US 3740, which is on the police list. Police said it is registered under the name of one of the suicide bombers who attacked the Shangri-La Hotel. The owner of the motorbike was arrested. On the 25th, a suspicious lorry bearing WPDAE 4197 was seized from Wattala, and it too was on the list. Police said it is registered under the name of one of the suicide bombers who attacked the Shangri-La Hotel. On the 24th, a van and a motorcycle also listed by police as suspicious were seized from a house in Varkapola. However, police are still on the lookout for the motorcycles bearing the following numbers: BYC 2183, PVC 7783, VC 4843, BMD 0596.
While commending the support and the service rendered by the locals in Saindamaradu during the search operations, the security forces request the general public to continue the support so that they can put those responsible and bring them before the law. Now, the security personnel also request the citizens of this country not to spread false information to mislead the masses, also to always convey messages that are verified by a very trustworthy source. Now, we here at Newsfirst will always deliver the information that is being verified and the information that are accurate. Sandro, it's back to you.
The bodies of two Saudi Arabian Airlines cabin crew killed in the string of Easter bombings arrived in the kingdom today.
Cabin manager Ahmed Zahin Jafari and steward Hani Majid Othman were in one of the hotels targeted by extremists. Hajir Aziz, a crew member injured in the attacks, also arrived home. Pictures showed Aziz arriving in a wheelchair before tearfully hugging two children. She was then taken from the airport in an ambulance. Last Tuesday, the Saudi Director General Saleh bin Nasser Al Jassir praised the two dead crew for their service to the company and the country.
Catholic Bishops' Conference in Sri Lanka issued a special statement today.
I would like to stress upon this at this moment. If no responsibility is taken for what has happened, we cannot expect any changes in the future. For this tragedy, the President, Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition, and the members of the cabinet, including every minister and politician, some officers from the Defence Ministry should take responsibility. And the investigations that are underway at the moment should be conducted in an unbiased manner, with no external influence. But we have seen some political influences in these investigations. It is evident that a culture which takes advantage of such situations has already been established in this country. But we should not forget that we still have a majority of intellectual citizens. So we should build a much disciplined, intelligent culture in the parliament. Citizens who practice noble religions of this country are not ready to see ministers who behave in a shameful and disrespectful manner when another expresses their opinions. Today what the country wants is neither talkativeness nor the ability to deliver speech, but wise and intelligent leadership, and the rulers are responsible to appoint the right people to the relevant positions. I request the citizens of the country and the international community to appoint the suitable people who fulfills their responsibilities and who is sensible and intelligent for all political and government positions with no favoration or in mind of taking revenge.
A discussion to compile a set of proposals to establish national and religious unity was held at the parliamentary complex yesterday. These were the views expressed by the religious leaders at this discussion.
We shouldn't fight amongst ourselves. We have to stand together united. We will die in a few couple of years, but our future generations have to live in this country. This country should prevail. If we divide based on religion, race or even political parties, we will be vulnerable to another invasion.
We are with you. We are part of you. We will stand with you. We are ready to safeguard your religious places. If it has to cost our lives, because we all are human, we all from one tree called human. So at this moment, we as Sri Lankans, we must unite.
We should save this country. We should take an effort to protect the freedom in this country. I pray to the gods that we may be able to do that. Security forces also expressed their views on the prevailing security situation. The individuals who were involved in these attacks are from upper middle class families who have a lot of money. Through this, it is very evident that these terrorist attacks were carried out based on radical religious ideology. These terrorist organizations are very dangerous. The police immediately took steps against them. The investigations into these attacks are taking place very successfully. After this situation is under control, the next step should be to destroy these terrorist groups from the root itself. On behalf of the commander of the army, I make a special request to the general public. Support us to reconcile this country once again.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම සිද්ධ වෙනවා විශේෂ ඉල්ලීමක් තිබෙනවා සියලුම ජනතාවගේ ජාතික ආගමික සංහිඳියාව සැබෑ සංහිඳියාව ඇති කරගන්න අවශ්‍ය සහයෝගය ලබන්න කියලා විධානකාරතුමා වෙනුවෙන් මම ඉල්ලීමක් කරන මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මහා ජනතාවගේ සහයෝගයක් අපිට
We need the cooperation of the general public. The general public should never think that we work to make them feel uncomfortable. Please cooperate with us. We will put in our best effort and rid this country of menace. Security doesn't mean the army, navy and air force. There are other major parts of security. State security is a very comprehensive matter. Financial security and other matters are also important. We will do our duty and we hope that the other parties who are responsible for other forms of security will uphold their duties as well.
බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා අනිකුත් පුද්ගලයන් ලංකාවේ ජීවත් වෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ විශේෂ මතයට අදාළ දේවල් රාජ්‍ය ආරක්ෂණය කරගන්න.
The death toll of the foreign nationals killed in the Easter terror attacks has risen to 40.
Issuing a press release, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the fatalities were 1 from Bangladesh, 2 from China, 11 from India, 3 from Denmark, 1 from Japan, 1 from Netherlands, 1 from Portugal, 2 from Saudi Arabia, 2 from Spain, 1 from Switzerland, 2 from Turkey, 6 from UK, 1 from the USA, 2 holding US and UK nationalities, 1 holding Swiss and Dutch nationalities, 1 holding Dutch and Sri Lankan nationalities, and 2 holding Australian and Sri Lankan nationalities. It further stated the remains of 22 foreign nationals have been repatriated. The statement also said that it is possible that 14 nationals are unaccounted for at present and could be among the unidentified victims at the Colombo Judicial Medical Officer's mortuary. Additionally, 5 foreign nationals injured in the attacks are receiving treatment at the Colombo South Teaching Hospital and private hospitals in Colombo, while others have been discharged from the hospital following treatment. The emergency hotline 011-23-23015 has been established to assist families of the affected foreign nationals.
The United States of America issued a travel advisory stating to reconsider travel to Sri Lanka due to terrorism. The U.S. Department of State ordered the departure of all school-age family members of U.S. government employees in kindergarten through 12th grade. The department also authorized the voluntary departure of non-emergency U.S. government employees and family members. Sri Lanka has put on hold the program facilitating on-arrival visa to 39 countries due to the security situation following the explosions that shook the country.
Minister of Tourism, Lands and Christian Religious Affairs John Amaratunga said the program that was to be launched on the 1st of May 2019 has been postponed. The minister said they have now decided to hold it for the time being in consideration of the current security situation. He added, and I quote, "Investigations have revealed foreign links to the attacks and we don't want this facility to be abused," unquote. Under the planned visa facilitation pilot program, which Sri Lanka announced last month, nationals of 39 countries were supposed to receive visas upon their arrival to Sri Lanka during the low tourist season starting the 1st of May.
Speaking to Reuters, former Defense Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he would run for presidential elections this year.
He said his objective is to stop the spread of Islamist extremism by rebuilding the intelligence service and surveilling citizens. Speaking to Reuters, he said the attacks could have been prevented if the current government had not dismantled the intelligence network and extensive surveillance capabilities that he built up during the war and later on. In his interview with Reuters, he said, quote, "Because the government was not prepared, that's why you see a panic situation," unquote.
The interview between the Reuters news network and the former Defense Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa was condemned by several government ministers.
We are disappointed that amid all the issues our country is facing at present, Gotabaya Rajapaksa has made a statement to Reuters that he will contest for the upcoming presidential elections. If his objective is to obtain votes by saying that if he was the Defense Secretary, such an incident will not take place in the country and that he is suitable to control such a situation, the former commander of the Tri-Forces and the former army commander who won the war is on our side. So in that case, we can propose his name. We should not take any political advantage from this incident. This is not a time to speak of elections. We should not take this situation as an opportunity to select candidates for the presidential election. However, we are of the stance that knowledgeable individuals must join hands and solve this issue. Personal grudges and political differences must be disregarded.
A meeting between the religious leaders in the Kilinochchi district was held in Karachi today. These are the views expressed by Reverend Father U.A. Jesudas with regard to the perpetrators involved in the Easter Sunday terror attacks.
The attacks that happened in Colombo and other places could have also happened in Kilinochchi. Yesterday, the names and faces of 5 of the perpetrators were printed on the paper. The last person on the paper article came here on the 21st morning at around 5:40 a.m. The 7:30 service was due to start. This person entered the church when I opened the doors to the church early in the morning. He watched me pray. He found it hard to kneel like we do. This person was wearing a long dress, did not even talk to me. He left the premises.
The Western Province Governor's Office is available to hold congregational prayer service tomorrow. Issuing a statement, the Governor of the Western Province, Asad Saleh, said that the premises will be available to conduct Sunday prayer service at the Archdiocese, has decided against it due to the prevailing condition in the country. We are now joined by News First Azra Zan with the weather forecast.
A very good evening to all our viewers. They are joining me as Rasan on Weather First. Let's now take a look at the weather forecast for the next few days. Now, the deep depression forming in Bay of Bengal will convert into a cyclone during the next 6 hours. And because of this, especially the island will experience showers from tomorrow to the 30th of this month. Issuing a communique, the Met Department has shown the route that the cyclone forming in Bay of Bengal traveling towards the southern part of India. Now, this prevailing weather condition will affect the areas in southern, western, Sabaragamuwa, north central, northwestern and northern provinces. Showers of about 100 to 150 millimeters can be expected, and in some areas showers exceeding more than 150 millimeters can be expected with the strong winds. Now, this will result in rough seas, and the Met Department has requested the fishing community to refrain in engaging in fishing activities.
Head coach of the Sri Lanka cricket A team, Avishka Gunawardena, has been appointed as the head coach for the emerging cricket team. Thilan Samaravira, who was once the batting coach of Sri Lanka cricket, has been appointed as the head coach for the Sri Lanka cricket A team.
Sri Lanka cricket is yet to announce the reasons for removing Avishka Gunawardena from his previous position. It should be noted that the Sri Lanka A team excelled extremely higher than the national team by not losing a single tournament in the last 2 years. Avishka Gunawardena is considered as an individual who paved the way for around 20 young and talented cricketers to play for the national team. Few of the prime examples are Dhananjay De Silva, Avishka Fernando, Dasun Shanaka, Kamidu Mendis, Angelo Pereira, Vishwa Fernando and Asita Fernando. It is reported that Thilan Samaravira has been awarded a remuneration package which is 5 times higher than what Avishka Gunawardena used to receive when he was in the same role as the head coach of the Sri Lanka A team.
And with that, wrap up news for tonight. Do take care and good night.